What's up, y'all? It's the Executive Perspective, and I'm Barry Bondz. I am your host, and I'm going to be talking about a few things that are trending right now and give you my executive opinion about that. Today, as you know, we're talking about Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe. And Joe Biden, right now, if you've been paying attention to the news, is pretty much just kicking over the water cooler and saying, the hell with the White House, the hell with everything that we supposedly put together. And we're just going to go ahead and just create a barn fire before President Donald Trump steps in January. Now, this right here is very, very concerning because he is purposely just doing all of the wrong things. Everything that they talked about in their election cycle that just passed, all the moral high ground talk, all of the, the gaslighting and virtue signaling that they were doing now is pretty much over. Now is we lost, F you, Donald Trump. I'm about to make it so hard and create so many issues for you that you're not going to be able to come into the office and just execute your plan as you thought you were going to be able to. Now we are going to create so many issues for you, and it's going to be crazy that you're not going to be able to even get to your plan at least until maybe May or June. You know, um, if you guys have been watching, you see that he pardoned his son, Hunter Biden. And for months prior to this, he stated and made it very known, he made it very clear that he wasn't going to pardon Hunter. He was going to allow the process, the judicial process to take place, and he wasn't going to interfere in anything. But as you see, those on the left, I mean, the virtue signaling, the gaslighting, all of that is in epic proportions. Because I call those guys Houdini now, because they tell you one thing, show you one thing, and then they do another. It's a sleight of hand trick. It really is. And to be honest with you, man, look, let me take off the newscaster voice. It's downright BS. Seriously. These guys are just doing all kind of crazy stuff. But this is stuff that we already knew. Those who were smart enough to vote for Donald Trump, we already knew that it was going to end up like this. We already knew that it was going to be, okay, well, since I didn't win, I'm about to take my ball and go home. Or you know what, since I didn't win in their case, I'm going to flatten this ball and go home, and you're not going to be able to play with anything. That's what they are doing. And it's just totally, totally disrespectful to the office of the presidency of the United States. And it's very disrespectful to the citizens, the residents of the United States, to do something like this. But this is what we're doing. But he's in Africa right now. His schedule is already work 4 days, maybe vacation 4 days, and then work 3 days. That's pretty much his schedule. Kamala Harris, where is she? We don't know. We don't know. We haven't seen her except for her vacation to Hawaii, and then that drunken video message that she sent to the donors apologizing and begging for more money. So we don't know. And it's crazy right now, because if this is how you respect the voters who voted for you, those who took time to go out and knock on doors and put lawn signs out there and donate the money and hold Zoom meetings with thousands of people, this is how you treat them, then I'm glad that you didn't even sniff the White House, except for that vice president position that you hardly did anything in. So these are the things right here that I'm hoping that you guys are picking up on, because I knew this all along. I knew that everything that they were saying was smoke and mirrors. I knew it. I could see it. My sixth sense, my instincts told me, no, this is not 100% real, true, nothing. You can't take anything that they're saying for face value. You can't. You have to be able to look behind the picture, like one of my old mentors told me. He said, no, you got to look behind the picture. And looking behind the picture, you can see that they were full of S, pretty much. So he's over in Africa right now. And let me play this clip here with Joe Scarsborough. And so you can check it out and see just exactly what he's doing. Because I'll be honest with you, this right here is really, really, really alarming. Really alarming. I feel that he is right now a embarrassment, embarrassment to the people of America. He's an embarrassment as a leader. He really is. This guy shouldn't have been elected to be president of the United States, the 46th president of the United States. Shouldn't have been elected. He was pretty much, just a flunky when it came to working with Obama. We didn't hear about Joe for all of those 8 years. Only thing we heard about Joe was, ice cream and making little lewd jokes, or, that's it. But Obama said that, hey, Joe will mess it up. Give it to Joe. Joe will mess it up. And that's exactly what he's doing. That's exactly what he did. So let's check this clip here.
Start your tape right now, because I'm about to tell you the truth. And F you if you can't handle the truth. This version of Biden, intellectually, analytically, is the best Biden ever. Not a close second. And I've known him for years. The Brzezinskis have known him for 50 years. If it weren't the truth, I wouldn't say it. And you...
Boy. We got to talk about another prime example of how this country, America, has become a laughing stock on the world stage under the leadership of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris, whom we haven't really seen.
Now you see that, thanks to Greg Foreman, the conservative, black conservative perspective. Go follow him. Go check him out. I get a lot of news from him as well. But as you see, Joe Biden knocked out. He's totally asleep. He is totally knocked out during a meeting of he is totally knocked out during a meeting with Liberian, president, the president of Liberia, and other constituents there. I mean, he's totally knocked out. Like, this right here is so it's just embarrassing. It's embarrassing, to say the least. And those of us who knew that this was who this guy is, which is just, he's just a laughing stock. He is really a laughing stock. He is really an embarrassment to the office. And that's what he's doing. He is asleep at the wheel. That's why we have high gas prices. That's why the rent prices are going through the roof. That's why gas, food, that's why we have we got people dressing up as other genders reading to our kids in school. This is why. And this right here is what we voted to get out of the White House, and others who are still disillusioned are fighting to uphold. So when you look at your liberal friends, and they're making all of these little posts on Facebook and all social media, still mad about the election, this is what we're looking at. This is the leadership that they wanted to keep in the White House. And they wanted to do a 2.0 with Kamala being the head of this whole situation. No. We don't want that. We don't need that. That's not something that is going to make this country come alive again and run at its full capacity. It's not. Someone who was over. Now think about this. Think about if that was Trump over there in Liberia, and he's meeting with these dignitaries, and he's fast asleep. He's knocked out. Think about how the media would play that. Think about how the media would just run that to no end. It's unfortunate, man, that we have to live in a time where we can't even trust the media. We can't even trust the media. If you've been checking the election cycle, most people gathered their information from social media or YouTube, because there's a lot of shows on YouTube that are doing more numbers than these platforms like MSNBC, like CNN. They're doing, like the Young Turks. They're doing way more numbers Shout out to people like Greg Foreman, the Black Conservative Perspective. Shout out to Anton Daniels, the Millionaire Morning Show. Shout out, to Officer Tatum. Shout out to these people. Candace Owens. Shout out to them people. Shout out to Lefties Losing It. Shout out to all of these different platforms on YouTube that are giving the fair and balanced truth about what's going on here. It's really, really embarrassing that this is going down the way that it is. Now, I have another clip that I wanted to show you as well. Let's bring it up. And this clip here is of the New York mayor. Shout out to Anton Daniels on this as well. But this is a clip of the New York mayor, and he's going to be discussing his current stance to work with Trump and to get the illegals out. Let's check it out right now.
Here committing crimes, robberies, shooting at police officers, raping innocent people, have been a harm to our country. I want to sit down and hear the plan on how we're going to address them. Those are the people I am talking about, and I would love to sit down with the Board of Czar and hear his thoughts on how we're going to address those who are harming our citizens.
You're open to that?
Open to
hearing what their plan is to deport some of these folks, and you think the city, in some circumstances, should cooperate with ICE.
Let me, you know what's interesting? And I was talking to the team the other day. I want you to all go back and Google Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama. Google what they said about those who commit crimes in our city and what they said in our country. They said those who commit crimes need to get out right away. That was their position. So this is not a new position, because in the state of in the era of cancel culture, no one's afraid to be honest about the truth. Well, cancel me because I'm going to protect the people of the city.
Now, now. As you heard, he said, cancel me. Go ahead and cancel me. If that's how you feel, go ahead and cancel me. Now, bravo to Mayor Eric. All right. I really, really am glad that he finally woke up out of his slumber, which I knew that he was going to eventually, because his beliefs align with the Republican Party. They really do. And I'm so glad that he is not going to allow the Democratic Party, the allegiance to the Democratic Party, to just have him crash out. Because if he was going to do that, trust me, then he would be on his way out within the next 3 or 4 months as soon as they start investigating and doing whatever they're going to do. But him doing this, making this stance for the people of New York City, where I lived for 22 years, I'm so glad, because when I took a trip up to New York and after I moved back, I was looking at my old neighborhood and I was just like, no. There was at least 100 of the illegal migrants just sitting out there on Atlantic and Bedford Avenue, just sitting out there chilling, just doing all kind of stuff, cutting hair, out there playing soccer. And this is on a corner at the Armory. For those of you who are familiar with Bedford Stuyvesant, just on the corner, just doing nothing, just chilling, and it's just so disheartening to watch a community just be overrun with illegal migrants who have no place to stay, who have no place to work, and they're just out there just hanging out. The city is already crowded. It's already 8 million people there already. It's already crowded. We don't need another couple of million trying to squeeze into the city, taking government funding, inhabiting these hotels that were once really good hotels to stay in. The Roosevelt, right there by 34th Street. It's like, come on, these are great hotels that we are just trashing, just to house illegal migrants. It doesn't make sense. I'm so glad that he is finally out of his slumber to be able to take a stance and say that I'm going to do this and protect the people of New York City. And trust me, if they want to cancel him, go ahead, because that cancel culture is over anyway. It's done. It's 100% done. Cancel that. All right. Somebody has to finally speak and stand up and take a stance on all of this woke culture. Because to be honest, it's not even what they initially being this woke culture that's now is not even what it was initially set up to be. You know, woke culture, being woke was supposed to be just being aware of what's going on around you. But now they've taken it and made it an oxymoron, because it's like you're not even aware of the harm that you're doing, that you're imposing on the city and the people. Tax dollars in Chicago. You know, Mayor Brandon in Chicago, he's just killing the city, a beautiful city. Yes, they have their issues, but their issues are relegated to only one area in South Chicago, on the South Side, you know, and hopefully that gets cleared up as well. But this right here is just so indicative of just the gaslighting that went on in this whole election. You know, and it was just amazing. I had to even smack myself sometimes to even say, am I awake? Am I even seeing what I'm seeing here? So, you know, Joe Biden, you know, Sleepy Joe. And that's why he called him Sleepy. Come on now, give Trump some credit on that. Sleepy Joe, that's what he is. He's fallen asleep at the wheel. You know, he's allowed this country to go into all kind of peril just because, you know, of his virtue signaling and gaslighting. That's exactly what the Democratic Party is. And I urge you out there who is still riding that train, that diplomatic plantation, you know, please start doing some self-reflection. Start just sit back and just look at how things are. Okay? Because this country is a business. This country is not just, oh, it's just the land of the free and home of the brave. No, this is a business. And for us to be able to thrive and realize the American dream, we have to understand that it's a business and we have to act accordingly. We are all employees of this country to make it great. And if we have people who are coming in and aren't doing any work, trust me, that is not going to make this country great. That's going to create a greater strain on this country. We already have millions and millions on welfare who are creating lifestyles out of being on welfare. We don't need that anymore. If I was president, trust me, I would cut off welfare. I would cut that shit clean off. It would have to be dire circumstances for you to be on there, and there would be a time limit for you to be able to get your shit together. Seriously, we have to wake up, because I want my son and my daughter to be able to come up in a country where they're going to be, you know, judged off of their work. They're going to be judged in a meritocracy where they're going to be judged off of, you know, what they're bringing to the table, and not just because of what we perceive to be a handicap because they're Black, because that's what we're doing. We're using this as a handicap. No, we can achieve, we can earn, we can hustle with the best of them, with the best in this country, if not better. So we need to take this, get rid of that mediocre mind state, that victimized mind state, put that to the side, and get out here and work and compete and bang out. Because when we do that, trust me, our talents always bring us to the top. Always. Always. We create all of the trends. Rap music is still the biggest export that we have going in this country, because we're not putting too much out. We're not producing too much of anything. But I just wanted to get you guys here for real, just so I can spread this word here. You know, I do appreciate you guys, you know, boosting my videos, man. I really do. I got this on this Executive Perspective channel, as well as on the Straight No Chaser channel as well. So I do appreciate you guys tuning into the videos. And, you know, I'm still working out the kinks. I'm still trying to get this whole thing flawless. You know, it's just that when I come up with an idea, you know, and I got something to say, I got to turn on StreamYard. Come on, let's go. Let's record. Let me get these thoughts out my head. Let me share and convey this message. Hopefully it's touching some of you to be able to stop, look, and listen, and be able to get to your better mind and say, you know what? The way we're going is not good. We need to turn this ship around. And I'm pretty sure that President Donald Trump, the 47th president, is going to do just that. Now, I'm not one of those, I guess you would call the cult MAGA. No, I agree and align with his policies. I do. And the policies, conservative policies of the Republican Party. That's what I align with. That's what aligns with my lifestyle and me being able to take care of my family. So take that. All right. But I do appreciate you guys spending the time with me here at the Executive Perspective. I hope that I've been able to say something that at least allow you to be able to think and be able to consider, this new path that we're about to embark on. So until next time, my name is Barry Bondz. I'm your host. And thanks for sitting with me. And as you know, my motto, positive minds move forward. I will chat with you. Till next time. Peace.